Thank you for watching my video. This is Perry Trades. So in this video, I want to show you, I've been working on several strategies. So this strategy is a very simple strategy. Right now I have the Heikin chart up 5 minutes. And so this stochastic, this strategy, whatever you want to call it. So basically, I like using Heikin bars because it's more smoother and it shows you can actually see the trend better. And so I have the stochastic color indicator here, and you can see here the stochastic, basically what the stochastic does is measure overbought and oversold level. So when the line's above the 80, this green line is 80 and this red line is 20. So when the blue line is above the green line, that is the overbought zone, right? It turns red, and then when it crosses below the 20 line, right, that's oversold and it turns green. So it's green because it's letting you know that it's about to turn, and you should be ready for a long trade. And then again here, when it's above the green line here, then you should be getting ready for a short trade. So I don't know why the line is green here and the line is red here. Maybe I should change it to red and then green below here, but it's just how the indicator is. So the indicator settings is 10-3, 10-3, all right? And also too, I have the Williams R indicator here, the Williams percentage R, right? So Williams percentage R also measures overbought, oversold level. You can see here, the red line is -20, and then the overbought is -80, right? So how does strategy work? So in this video, I'm just going to show you the short, and I'm going to do another video where I show you the long trade. So this is only strictly just short trades, okay? So I'm going to show you how to take the trades based on these two indicators, all right? And then I'm going to draw the lines on the chart where those trades are going to be taken, right? So basically what you want to do is, okay, so remember, I'm only taking short trades, right? So you want to see, so as the trade moves on, you want to make sure that, you know, the line is above the 80, right? Which is shown by the red line right here, okay? So once it crosses over the 80, that means you're getting ready for a short trade, okay? So each time you're only looking for the line to turn red, right? That's the only time you're looking for shorts, right? So let's just show you how well this strategy works, right? So I'm gonna look for a short trade right here. So, and then also too, you see the crosshair, I'm moving it back and forth, up and down, right? This is a crosshair, right? And so every time I show you entry, I'm gonna just draw a vertical blue line, right? To show you where you would take a short trade, right? So the condition is we're waiting for the blue line to cross over the 80, right? And then cross down, right? And then once it crossed down, it's touching the green line, right? Also too, you have to look at the Williams R, okay? One thing I forgot to mention, let me draw a 50 line on the stochastic, right? I have this vertical line all panel, no, I'm sorry, not vertical line. I need to draw a horizontal line. Let's go to horizontal line. I'm gonna draw it right at the 50 level, right? So that's the 50 on the Williams R, right? So what I'm looking for is when it crosses down or when it touches the green, right? I'm also looking for the Williams R to also touch the blue, okay? So here you can see here, it's not touching the blue, right? So I'm gonna move on, right? And actually, let me put 30 days on this chart, right? Let me put 20. So I only have 3 days, right? Okay. And then I'm gonna slide this over, right? And I'm gonna show you some short trades. So here we're overbought. And you can see here how you see the line, it touching the green and also it's touching the blue, right? So this is where you would take a trade, right? And let me draw a vertical line so you can see right here, right? So you take a trade here and look, you go all the way down and you can make good profits here. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Here, this would be a good trade here also too. All right, let me see if I can copy this vertical line and paste it here. Actually, then this would be a good trade, maybe a short profit, right? And let's go to the next one here. Not exactly, because once it crosses the green line, it's still the yellow line on the Williams R hasn't touched the blue line. Okay, so I would skip that. And then let's go to the next one here. It's not exactly crossing. So once it dips back down to the green line, that Williams R line has to be touching the blue line, right? That's the 50 level. So it doesn't touch there. Okay, we're gonna keep going. All right, here, nope. You can see here, it's way above the blue line, right? Let's see here. You can see here, right when it dips below, you can see it, then the yellow line, the Williams R line, is touching the blue line. So this would be a good trade right here. Oops, let me move this line. Let's see, right here. Okay. So my recommendation is that once it crosses over this green line, right, it's sloping down. I would not go no more than one candle, right? You know, because sometimes it'll go down. It's like sometimes it'll slope, but this yellow line, this Williams R line, hasn't touched yet. Only after maybe 2 candles. I would not go no more than 1 candle. So because you're not sure if that trend has exhausted yet. Okay, so you want to get it at the beginning of the trend. So you notice that right when the stochastic color slopes, right when it sloped off the green line. And if the Williams R is touching the blue line, then that's a good trade. So let's go to the next one. Here, no. See here, no, definitely not. Definitely no trade there. So again, I'm just showing you the short trades. Let's go here, no. Even though this would have been a good trade, right? But then you would have had to deal with some pullbacks here, right? And if your stop loss was too short, then you would have been stopped out, right? So we're just gonna ignore that trade entirely, right? And then here you can see here, it did slope down. It is kind of touching slightly, right? This would have been just a small profit right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna still. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark it anyways, because that can either be, depending on how many profit target you have. If it's a 25 tick profit, there probably would have been a loss, because you would probably not made 25 tick on that trade, so that probably would have been a loss right there. So I'm not showing all the good, I'm showing the bad and the ugly too, right? Let me I'm going to show you a way to avoid that, right? What are we using? Vertical line. I'm going to show you how you would have avoided this trade right there. I'm going to go back to it. So let's look at some more. Here, no. Here, no. Definitely no. Even though that would have been a good trade here, yes, but we're just following the rules. If you stick to your rules, then you'll be consistent, right? Here, no. Here, no. You know, so you know, the goal is not try to get every single trade. You're trying to get good quality trade, even as small as it is. You know that that trade is going to go in your direction. So you're not trying to take every trade, because you know, if you take every trade, then you might have some losses, right? Here, no. Here, no. Here, no trade. No trade here. No trade here. And no trade here. And of course, I'm only showing you short trades. So if the market is trending up, in this case, the market's trending up, so there wouldn't be any short trades, right? So, but if there were, I mean, if we're doing long trades, so I would show you more trades. But since we're doing short trades and we're in the up market, you won't see that many trades, right? All right. So let's see if we see. Let's see. Let's keep going. Keep going. Right here, no. Even though this would have been a good trade, but no. This, no. This would have been a good trade, but once it dips below that, below that green line, you see it still has not touched the red line, right? But if you keep going, maybe 2 candles, then it touches here, but I still wouldn't take the trade, right? Based off my rules, because even though you take it here, what if this was the end of the trend? Then you would have been like stopped out, and you would have had a loss here. So stick to the rules. Even though, as long as it takes you, then you know you'll be fine. So here's a trade. Finally, we found a trade right here. Good quality setup. You can see here, it dips below the green line, right? And then right here, it's touching the blue line. So this would have been a good quality trade. So I'm going to mark that. So let's mark it right here, okay? So that is the strategy. So let me go back to the previous trade, right? Where I told you that the ways that you could avoid that, right? See, that was like many hours ago, right? So let's slide back right here, okay? So I'm going to add one more indicator. And that indicator is the ADX. All right, so let me grab the ADX. ADX right here. Now, so what ADX does is measure the momentum. It determines whether the market is choppy or not, right? So usually anything above 25 level, because this level right here, it is 25, right? That purple line, that's a 25 level. So anytime, whether it's a long trade or short trade, this is not directional, right? It just means that anytime that this green line or this aqua line is above this 25 level, that means the market is trending. And anytime that this aqua line is below the purple line, it is not trending. It is recommended not to trade when this line is below the purple line. But if you do have a signal and this line happen to be above this 25 line, then you can take the trade. So I'm going to do one slight modification to this indicator. What I'm going to do is, instead of 25, I'm going to lower the threshold, right? Lower the threshold so I can get a little bit of more signal, right? So lower the threshold to 20, okay? So now what I'm saying is that anything above 20, not 25, is trending, right? It's your discretion. So I'm going to do 20. All right, so you can see here. So just notice that this is a popular indicator. So you can see that anything above this purple line is trending. You can see how long the trend is, right? And anything below it is choppy. It is in a consolidation market, sideways market, right? You do not want to trade, right? And like when you come here, you can see here how this line is below this line, and look at the market above. Kind of choppy, not trending as much, right? All right, so let me go back to that trade. So this also can be a filter also too. So as you take, as you find your signals, right? Also too, this can be a third confirmation. If it's above this purple line, so definitely that would be a good quality trade, right? Well, let's check all the trades that we did take, right? Start from back here. Let's start from back here. Okay, so here we took this trade above the purple line, so that would have been a good trade. Okay, then here, this is definitely above this line, so that would have been a short scalp right here. Depending on how many take profit you have, this is a good trade right here. It's above the purple line. This right here is right on top of the line. This probably if you had gone by this condition, right? If you gone by the ADX, looking at the ADX, it's right on top of, probably just parallel to the 20 line, right? Definitely, if this was the 25, this would not have been qualified as a. This would not qualify as a good quality trade, right? Let's move on. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, so here, this would have been a good trade, even though it's slightly up above the 20, right? That still would have been a good trade. Let's look for that trade. Let's see where it's at. Wasn't that long? Okay, no, I don't think I went that far. Oh no, I remember. Let me see. So this actually was the trade before the one I said I was going to get back to. So this was the very last trade. The one before that was this one right here that said that I was going to be referring back to. So this trade definitely, remember I said I was going to come back to this one. So it did slope down, it touched the green, and at the same time the yellow line on the Williams R is touching the blue, okay, showing momentum. However, the ADX is right on top of the 20 level here, so I would not take in that trade. So this is how you would avoid this trade right here. All right, so in my next video I'm gonna go ahead and show you the long trades, right? The long trade setups. All right. Also, too, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a signal so that when the stochastic line is touching the green line, or slightly have crossed over, and then the Williams R is touching the blue line, then I'm going to have it generate a signal. So as you can see already, what I showed you, just by these two indicators and plus the ADX to filter out the bad trades, this is a good strategy. You could do 12 tick, maybe a 1 to 2 risk to reward, or 1 to 1, but definitely you'll have more wins than losses here. Again, there's no trades, no strategies that give you 100% wins. All right, that does not exist. So again, I also want to show you, I have the Predator. So if you don't know about the Predator, this is my primary ATM manager. Then you probably saying like, what is ATM manager? So ATM manager, basically what it does, it manages your trades. So every time you take a trade, you have to set a profit target, right? And also a stop loss, how much you're willing to lose, and then how much you want to make on the profit. So because I'm trading futures, gold, you set the amount of tick you want to set as your profit, and the amount of tick you want to set as your stop loss. If you don't have the Predator, then you can set it on the ATM panel that already comes with NinjaTrader. But with the Predator, what it does is it's like super versatile, right? It's like what it does. So here's a Predator, and so basically what you can do is you can set your profit target, right? Stop loss. You can decide whether you want to wait for the bar to close before you enter a trade, or vice versa. You can wait to you can set it where you set a limit order, so that once you go into, like, before you go into a trade, right? Let's say you go into a long trade, you can set the limit order at the previous high, right? If you go in a short trade, you can set it at the previous low. So when it breaks that candle, the previous candle, low or high, then it will enter a trade rather than just enter market. Okay. There's other features here. You can use the reversal button. You can use engulfing bar button here. You can also go into a trade. If there's two bars that are green, you can go ahead and go into a trade. You can set how many bars color in a row. You can set 1 bar, 2 bar, or 3 bars. So if you have 3 bars that are green, that kind of signifies a long trade. So you can just go into a trade automatically. You can also trade inside bars. You can also show moving average cross. So you can have the moving averages, right? You can have the moving averages, right? And so when they cross, it enters a trade for you. So this is an automatic trade manager. You know how when you hear automated strategy. So this basically, you can manually trade it, right? You can semi-manually trade it, meaning you can, if you have signals on the chart, once the Predator detects those signals, it'll enter the trade for you automatically, and you can manage the trade, do your exit strategy manually, or you can have it fully automated. So it enters a trade for you, and then based on your condition, it can also exit the trade for you. Also, too, you have custom signals. So this is like one of the greatest tools ever, from my experience, is that sometimes you have indicators, right, that have signals, right? And so what this does, it reads the signal, right? It reads the signal. You can have it, because each indicators do have plot value, either 1 or -1, or sometimes they'll have like unique tag names, right? So you can choose, you can type the tag name or use the plot value, right? And then when your indicator shows or plot those signals, you can then have the Predator enter a trade based on your criteria, right? You can set the stop loss here. You can also set the stop loss type here. You can set the high low, the ATR, super trend, or percent, or custom plot. You can also set your break even. So if you get into a trade, you have 2 contracts. One contract, like let's say for example, you have one contract, you have a fixed profit target at 12 ticks, right, or 25 tick, right? The second contract, once you reach let's say a certain amount of profit, then you can move that second contract to break even. So you can set that there too. You can also set a trail stop too. So your second contract, So your first contract is a fixed profit target, right? And then the second contract, then you can then move it, trail it. So as it goes up in your direction, you can actually just keep moving it, so you can lock in some profits. You can set the number of profits here. There's one target here. The target type, you can set the number of ticks here. You can set it to risk to reward, right? So if you set your, let's say for example, if you set your stop loss at 12 tick, then 1-to-1 would be 12 tick for your profit target. You can set your profit target at ATR. You can set it as a percent, and like for example, if I have my first contract has a set profit target, my second contract I would leave it at no target. So basically, I will get stopped out at like my ATR or whatever I have it set it at. And so if the trend is going in my direction, so instead of it's like if it's, you know, if it hit my first target and it's continuing going in my direction, then that second contract would just continue going up, riding the ATR value up until I get stopped out. So you can just lock in those profits and stuff like that. There's additional features here too. You can set, this helps you not overtrade. You can set a time limit. You can set up to actually 3 time limits. So I usually trade between 9:30 and 11:30, and then again I'll resume again at 1:30 to 3:30. So you can set those times here, and also if there's a time frame that you want to skip, then you can also specify that here as well. There's other features here. You can trade a specific day of the week. You can also trade. You can also set a realized profit and loss. This is good trading management. If you have a good strategy and you want to set a target goal that you want to reach, a target profit, a daily profit. So let's say you're trading, whether you're trading semi or automated, you want to avoid over trading, right? Because then if you keep trading, at some point, okay, price is going to go against you and you're going to lose all that profit you just made. So you want to set a daily profit target. So my daily profit target is like $500 for the day, right? So once I reach my $500 daily profit, then this ATM, the Predator, will shut down, right? And then no more trading. Daily kill switch is the same thing, basically the same thing, but works differently. It just shuts down your system after you reach that profit target. Same thing with stop loss, your daily loss limit. Going in trade, you're having a bad day, and let's say you set your daily loss limit 500. Once it reaches 500, then the system shuts down. Then you wait another day for trading. That's it. You have also unrealized win per trade, unrealized loss per trade. You can set that. You can also just set count limits, trade count limits. So if you want to trade only 5 times per day, then you can set that. And also you can set the trade per direction, meaning if you take a trade going long, if you set like 2 trades going long, then after those 2 trades, then no more. If you have another setup going long, then it would not take that trade. It'll wait for the opposite direction, take another trade, take the 2 trades going in the short direction. So you can set that as well. Win loss per day, win loss in a row, you can set that. So this system is limitless. You can set, there's just so many features here that you can set up with your ATM to make your trading more manageable. So this is all what I have to say about the trade, the Predator. Also, too, if you want this, if you want to see more features, uh, um, there is a website. It's called tradesaver.com. You can also, there's tons and tons of videos showing the features, how to use them, when to use them. And if you do want to purchase it, I do have, if you use my coupon code, you get 15% off, off of the price. That coupon code is PeriTrade, P-E-R-I, trades, T-R-A-D-E-S, PeriTrade. So if you enter that at your checkout, you get 15% off your purchase. So again, I want to thank you again for watching my video. Please look out. I'm just going to go ahead and do the long trades and show you all the setups. So again, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.